Okie dokie. There we go. Everybody,
Hi.
Oh,
can we all hear each other good? Is everything good?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Okay. Hi. Hello. I know we just talked for like a half an hour, but now we have to kind of like slightly pretend that we haven't met yet, right?
it's so
Who are
great
you
seeing y'all for
people?
the first time today.
I know. Good to see you.
Haven't talked to y'all since last week.
So hi. Hey everybody.
So, hi.
I don't
Hello.
know. I don't know who's watching right now. But if you're here, hello. If you're not, also hello. Welcome back to episode 2 of Hither and Thither, an actual play stream of Troika RPG, written by Daniel Sell, published by the lovely people over at the Melsonian Arts Council. Melsonia, if you're listening or watching, hello, hi. Yeah, how's everybody doing?
Good. All things
Doing well.
considered.
Good, all
Yeah.
things considered. Yeah, I think that's about the best that we can ask for
Yeah.
right now. Just good, all things considered.
Yeah.
I know we had a couple of different little kind of housekeeping things that we had to do from last session, right? We've got to upgrade skills for everybody, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's take care of that, and then we can probably just start the episode proper.
Can we get an intro? Because I'm always prepared to do like a hello, my name is, and then a little fun little thing.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that now. Why don't you start? Go ahead, Lance.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, I'm Lance, and I'm currently dealing with the quarantine by watching all of the Muppet movies I can get my hands on.
Oh,
Dude,
buddy,
I
that's
saw
awesome.
that. I saw that. I saw you
I
were watching
love
all
the
those.
Muppets.
They are quality. Like, that's the thing, is you watch them back, and it is still funny. Like,
They're amazing.
I watched the first one from like 1989. Fantastic. The third one, Muppet Takes Manhattan. They go to Broadway, right up my alley.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Also, I am Babins Talos.
Yes.
I am a Lamasu.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
There we go. I'm
Something
getting
like
it.
that. Yep.
But that's me. Yeah.
Okay. Who would like to go next? It's gonna be
I'll
either one
go.
of you. All right, Bree.
I'm Bree. I do art and suffer, and I'm
Don't we all?
Snibbit in this game. Yes, don't we all just get up out of bed every morning, do a little dance, and then die?
Huh?
I'm Fnibbit in the game. I am an assassin.
Mhm.
Not very good at it yet. Just got out of school.
Mhm.
And really excited because I made my first friend ever.
Mhm.
Whose name is Tim, which is a remarkably normal name.
And I guess that's a smooth transfer into me, is what
Yeah.
the people in the segues. Hi, my name's Christian. I'm a friend of all, and things I've been doing to pass the time is I've been playing through Final Fantasy 15 and being very sad about the
15
ending.
Final Fantasies?
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
lot more than 15. Don't
No,
worry
there.
about it.
Well, I mean, 15 mainline Final Fantasy games, probably
What?
close
No,
to like.
no, there's even more because there's 13. There's 13 too. There's 13 Lightning Returns.
Well, that's what I mean by mainline. Like, I don't count 13-2 and like.
13-2
Lightning
is an
Returns
awfully great game.
And 10-2. That's what I've heard. I've heard people that like Final Fantasy, like people love 13-2. People really like Lightning Returns too, which
What?
I haven't played. You didn't know there were that many Final Fantasy
I
games?
did not know there were that many Final Fantasies.
And I have
Yeah.
been debating listening to the side content that is Kingsglaive, Final Fantasy 15.
Let me
and
tell you right now.
I
Let
heard
me
it's
tell
bad.
you, it's
I heard it's
bad.
real bad.
I was so hyped for Final Fantasy 15. Me and my brother watched the Kingsglaive movie, and we watched all like 8 or 9 episodes of the anime that came out too. That's like supplementary material,
Yeah,
like
like
backstory for all
Brotherhood.
the characters. Yeah, Brotherhood. Brotherhood's actually not half bad. Kingsglaive is bad.
That's what I
Kingsglaive
heard.
is not good. But yeah, at some point I really like. I've been okay. Well, I guess it's my turn. I'll introduce myself. Hi, I'm Teddy. I'm your games master for this game. I run the game and I play all the characters. And yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII to keep with the Final Fantasy discussion going. That is a good game. That is a good ass game. I'm sad
You're not.
that like.
You're playing Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Yes, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. Correction. It's a different game. It's a separate experience.
I cannot believe this.
Yeah, it's called Final Fantasy VII Remake because that's what it is.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah, which is a joke if you've played and beaten Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's a joke. No spoilers, but yeah, that's a good ass game. I'm kind of sad that it's only out on PS4 because I would want other people to like be able to play it. Like I wish right now in my heart of hearts that you were playing Final Fantasy VII Remake and not 15, Christian. I understand that you have like hours invested into the story now, like you're in it, but
Oh, I'm in the last chapter. Like
Yeah.
I'm last
yeah,
chapter.
yeah, you're deep in the 15 experience, but from a
I would
friend
love to
to
play
another
7
friend.
if it wasn't on PS4 only.
Yep. See, I really thought that it was coming out on Xbox, but I guess that's just not a thing that's gonna happen. Which, I mean, it makes sense from a licensing perspective, but, you know, whatever. That's not what we're here to discuss. What we are here to discuss
Oh,
is... Nope, it's not. Is advancing your characters. So everybody's got skills that they marked from last time, right?
Yes.
back to Mundo.
I failed 4 things.
It's actually... Wait, it's not if you fail. It's if you
You
succeed.
succeed.
Then I succeeded 4 things. I checked 4 boxes.
All right, you did good at 4 things.
I was like, you didn't do that badly.
I think I'm stuck in like Delta Green mode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
well-
It's a pretty similar system. So basically, what you got to do is you have to roll 2d6, and if you roll over your current skill total, you can increase your skill by 1. You can test a maximum of 3 skills in 1 rest, regardless of success or failure. So
We can only
You've
pick
got-
3.
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So go ahead and take care of that.
So it doesn't matter if we succeeded once or twice. It just means if we succeeded once on something, that gives us the opportunity to roll 2d6 on it.
Correct. I don't know if that means that you could technically spend all of your 3 attempts. No, it's a maximum of 3 skills, right? I was thinking
Yeah.
that maybe you could spend all 3 attempts on 1 skill, but that's not how it
On
works.
1.
So you roll over,
Mhm.
and then how much do you increase by?
You increase by 1.
By 1. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the rank that would increase them?
Yeah,
And
because we're not changing our base skill.
and so what is it we're trying to roll over? The total, the skill,
The total.
the total. Okay. All right, I'm gonna roll shatter first. Okay, what? So if you roll at, it doesn't do anything.
No.
Okay. So shatter, nothing happens.
Okay.
Next
Nothing happened.
is claw fighting,
Okay.
nothing happens.
I didn't succeed at sneaking, right?
This one is intimidation.
No,
Nothing.
you did. No, wait. No, you didn't. Fnippet did, but you like banged into a vase when you were trying to get past those
Yeah.
tires, and you did not.
I realized I didn't mark. Did I pass a climb or athletics? I think that was to get through the
Yes,
hallway.
we
Yes.
did to get over the stairs.
Did I pass both of those?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I
then
think
that
so.
chooses my 3 that I'm
I think
gonna
so.
roll to upgrade.
Yeah.
I'm rolling my posthumous vitality, which is based on my reanimate dead, and I rolled a 7, which is what it was. So don't upgrade that. That's a shame. Gonna
Shame.
upgrade very useful torpor, which makes me feign dead. Have to roll over a 7. I know.
Okay, so I didn't get any. Nothing
And
changed.
athletics.
Okay.
Don't
I
upgrade
got
anything.
1. My sneak did increase, so I'm at 7 now for sneak.
Okay. Is that the only person that increased a skill?
Yeah, I failed all my other ones.
Damn.
I did too.
Sorry, bitches.
Damn.
Okay.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Ready.
All right. Is everybody good?
Yeah.
Cool. So let's recap a little bit what happened last time. So last episode we saw the 3 of you come to the city of Troika, which is like a monolithic, like very strange fantasy metropolis of sorts. We haven't really like explicitly discussed what Troika is like, and I don't know
Yeah.
if necessarily
Yeah.
we want to do that. Like I don't
We
know.
can
if-
just kind of uncover it as we go.
yeah,
As
exactly.
aspects.
I think it's better if it's more like I feel like Troika's the idea of a city, right? But it's not necessarily like codified streets or buildings necessarily. But yeah, we saw y'all come to the city of Troika and seek lodging at the Blank Mage and Thistle, one of the city's most reputable hotels. The 3 of you didn't know each other, but were thrown together by circumstance. what else? We saw you try and reach your room, first of all, up on the 6th floor, room 601, in the hotel, while also trying to reach a rooftop festivity. Can I borrow a pencil?
Christian's being facetious.
Yeah. So yeah, we saw you kind of like struggle to reach the top of the building. There were a lot of obstacles thrown your way, whether it was owls that had broken into the establishment and were harassing one of the maids, or like a strange gas form that threatened to suffocate you inside of an elevator shaft.
Only Fnibbit, though. I was fine.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Only me.
Yeah, Tim was fine.
I was dead.
Yeah, you
But,
were
like,
dead. Yeah,
on
yeah.
purpose.
Yes. So yeah, lots of whimsical little adventures. We probably like get a shot, like if we're to think of this like a last time on section of Fnibbit and Tim scaling some warped stairs, and like jumping over a strange chasm that had appeared over one of the floors of the hotel. But eventually, after much struggle, you also met a mysterious friend. Kind of a short figure clad in brightly colored armor that's now just constantly following.
Talked.
Yeah, that doesn't speak, but he gestures very empathetically, or emphatically. He's just following you around. And then eventually you did make it to the top floor. You made it to your rooms. You made it to the feast of the Chiliarch that was being celebrated on the roof. One of thousands of rooftop parties and various other gatherings that were being held that evening in the city of Troika to celebrate the feast of the Chiliarch. We probably like get some shots of the three of y'all partying or gathering information up on the roof. And then there was also the mysterious glowing glass ball thing that bounced its way up on top of the roof, tragically killing several dozens of people as it landed up on the roof. Yeah, do y'all remember?
Resuscitate one of them.
You did, yeah. You saved the little boy. He's gonna be grateful to you for the rest of his life.
He gave me more money than I've ever seen. He gave me 10 silver piece, and I've only ever seen 6.
Well, hey, you did save his life, you know.
How much is a kid's life worth, though?
Approximately, what, like 11 silver pieces?
On a good day.
But do y'all remember what it was that the glass ball was sort of promising everybody? Like,
Forgive
it psychically
my
blasted
memory.
a message. Mm-hmm.
But it wanted us to go rescue someone.
Right? Like, it was like...
And if we get it, then we get to peek into our future.
Right. So it wants someone to rescue it from a coven of glass-blowing witches.
There it is.
Yeah, it's
hence
psychically,
the orb.
Yeah, hence the orb. You know, classic glass, classic sentient glass situation.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Did you say glass-blown witches or glass-blowing witches?
Glass-blowing witches.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, they're witches that blow glass. They've accidentally created a sentient sphere of some kind that psychically projected various manifestations of itself around the city, seeking someone to help it, and whoever rescues the sentient glass orb will be treated to some kind of telling of their future, or something to that effect. So yeah, anything else that y'all remember or want to highlight? Anything in particular? Or does that just about cover it?
I think that covers it.
That's it.
Okay, cool. So, one other thing. Does everybody remember what their initiative tokens are, right? Which of
Yes,
the
I actually
major
wrote them
arcana
down.
Everybody is?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think I did.
All right, what do we got?
The lovers and the Hierophant.
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 The elephant.
The elephant, yeah. The wise guy. And then Tim, do you
I
remember
was
who you
the
have?
sun and the emperor.
Yep. And then Fnibbit?
Fnibbit has the hanged man and the moon.
Okay.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, you didn't have to. It was mine.
I know, but I don't remember those being drawn. That's fine.
Because I don't think I engaged in combat.
Yeah, I don't think
That's what it
either of
was.
y'all ever engaged in combat. I think it was just Babbins.
That Babbins.
I know that Babbins.
Bilbo Babbins.
Bilbo Babbins. So, are we good? Are we set?
We're
Yep.
ready.
Okay, great. So, I imagine that we begin this episode with a cold open of various like municipal workers out in one of the cobbled streets of the city. It's kind of a dingy looking street, although it looks like it's been well traveled. Like it's not in a seedy part of the city, but it is a little bit more like ramshackle, I guess. We see the cobbled streets of the city. We see, like, I imagine we see this from like a side perspective of the city, or like we're standing on one of the sidewalks looking out. And we see like the buildings on the other side, like cottages. Like I imagine it's cottages, like in a traditional medieval kind of city sense, but also at the same time like strange, like semi-modern skyscrapers in a way. Like it's a strange amalgam of like old meets new. In terms of what we would consider like a general aesthetic. There's probably like banners and streamers hanging from these buildings from yesterday's festivities. There are trash cans littered about, but the streets are filthy. They're cut like there's probably mounds of like now cold and slightly festering chili out on the streets.
Are there chili effigies?
What do you mean by a chili effigy?
Like, because it was like the festival of the Chili Man, right?
The Chili Arc.
The
Yeah.
Chili Arc.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's a being, correct?
Yes, the chili arc is
Like, are there sculptures of the Chili Arc made out of chili?
I imagine so. Yeah, there's probably sculptures of Ignacio Smeg throughout the city as a reminder to everybody what the chili arc looks like. This is him.
Oh,
right
that
here.
beautiful drawing.
Yeah, this is
I
the
only
chili arc.
see there. Oh,
Yeah.
God. That's
Yeah,
what
the
they're
chili arc. The chili arc is a man in the employ of the Diamond Imperium. They're sort of like the ruling body in the city of Troika. I imagine food is probably pretty hard to come by for most people throughout the city. I imagine famine probably runs rampant amongst the lower classes of the city. But once a year, the Diamond Imperium decides to treat everybody to a huge feast provided by the Chiliarch himself. He's not been the first Chiliarch, and he certainly won't be the last. But this is the current one, Ignacio Smeg, Nacho, to his friends. And yeah, I imagine there's probably statues throughout the city made out of like cold, congealed chili that's been left over from the day before. We probably see one of these out in the streets on this cold open. So, picture that, chili everywhere, used firecrackers from the night before littering the streets, old banners. But what we see is a group of municipal workers, probably in like yellow jumpsuits, with brooms and like big trash bags, kind of sweeping down the city street. Like we probably like see in a line like coming this way, like a line of workers walking down the city streets, like picking up the trash and picking up, like some of the refuse and putting it in bags. We hear like the mechanical whir of a street sweep, like type machination coming in behind them, and it starts cleaning out the streets. And as it's moving like along the frame, and we see like the body of the vehicle itself, written on the side of the machine that's cleaning the city streets, are the words Hither and Thither, probably like in big, bold, like white font, like superimposed over the side of the truck. And then from there, we cut to the interior of y'all's room inside the Blank Mage and Thistle. So it's that morning. What are the three of you doing? How are you getting ready for the day? It's probably, what time does everybody wake up?
The crack of dawn.
I'm like
Uh-huh.
like a good 4 a.m.
Okay.
And
What
I
do
wake
you-
up and I iron my robes
Uh-huh.
and I iron them again
Mhm.
and I press them.
Yeah.
I do a lot of robe maintenance.
What do you look like? What do we see you wearing if not your robes?
Oh, just like white boxers. nothing. It's
No, I find that so funny.
it's just like, yeah, I rise out of bed. I strip off my robes that I slept in.
Yeah.
I hang them up on and I just start ironing them.
Vertically?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you just iron them, or do you steam them as well?
I iron them and then I steam them, then I iron them again, and then I press them.
Okay, great. How long does this take you?
Till about 6, 7 a.m. So 3-ish hours.
So you wake up at the crack of dawn, and you iron your robes for 3 hours. All right, fantastic. Fnibbit, you say that you wake up when?
At the crack of dawn, so...
I'm already at least one iron through my robes.
Yeah, we probably see you wake up in the... Right, so you're all cohabitating a space. I imagine we probably see this, we see the scene happen from your perspective first. We see you, open your eyes in your POV from the window in the hotel room overlooking, the balcony outside. Just the first lights of dawn are streaming in through the blinds. Babbins, to my knowledge, is still sound asleep on top or near his bed. Your new mysterious... Well, I don't know if you fit on the bed. We haven't gotten to that yet. You can tell me that in a minute. The mysterious armor-clad friend is probably sitting up on their bed, not moving. I imagine they're probably sat with their knees up to their chest and hugging their knees slightly, head down, just kind of sitting there motionless. But we see you wake up, and we see from your perspective, Tim's boxer dressed body. Just
I'm wearing white boxers, but I am paler than the boxers.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, so we see his pale. I imagine you probably look a little bit sickly, seeing as you're a necromancer. Yeah, you probably look pretty rough. Yeah, we see you see his body.
Whenever you order dumplings from a Chinese restaurant, but you ask instead of it be wrapped in it's in that rice paper. It's basically I look like that, but
okay. Yeah, you're
slightly
ghostly.
less translucent.
It's horrifying.
Ghostly with slightly translucent skin. Yeah, we can see all the veins in your body.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you see him just ironing his robes. What do you do?
Who are you asking?
Fnibbit.
Oh, I thought we were on Babbins. Oh, well, God dang, that's a sight. I feel like I'm gonna get up really quietly because Tim seems really, really into his ironing. Like it's a ritual almost.
Yeah.
And I don't want to disturb it.
Yeah, there's probably kind of a religious kind of awe to him.
Yeah.
Methodically going over his clothing. Yeah.
Yes, like Gregorian chants in the background. Yeah. So I'm just gonna stay, I don't know, over by the window area and just sort of gather myself for the day, look out the window, people watch, see if anybody's milling about yet. It's pretty early, so.
What's the, I'm kind of curious what the overall, what the rooming situation is like inside of the hotel room, right? If we go here, get rid of this guy. Let me...
Nacho
Smeg.
Chili man. Chili arc. Excuse me.
Chili mans. Okay.
Pop.
Let's see. I'm just gonna sketch out a rough outline of the room. Draw a little shape. Get a little square going.
Should I talk about what I'm doing while you do that?
Yeah. When do you wake up?
So I wake up just in time to watch the sunrise because it reminds me of when I was, excuse me, up in the clouds, and I would get to watch over all of the God's great creations. And so I look out the window and I watch the sunrise, and then I slowly lick myself clean like a cat.
Okay. Yeah.
I have
with a human tongue.
Yeah, you have a human face.
Yeah. That's disturbing. Yeah, you lick yourself clean.
Oh my god.
gracefully and majestically, like
Of course.
a cat, like a
Yeah.
lion, tiger would.
Yeah,
You know.
of course.
And I sharpen my claws a little bit, get them ready for the day. If I need to decapitate any more owls, I'm ready for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I do a little stretch out. Do some stretches, make sure I'm limber.
Do you fit? My question is, like, how do you fit in this room? Right? You're not human-sized. You're big.
Right.
How do you fit on this bed? Like, what are the spatial dimensions of you in this room? Like, when you stretch out, are you like hitting the wall? Do we see you knock something over, like the nightstand? Or is it more graceful?
I'm graceful because I'm a child of the gods.
Of course.
And like I'm basically the size of like a bull with some extra feet in front. So I fit on the bed, but just barely. And I kind of like, when I sleep on it, I kind of sleep on it like a cat does, where they've got their hind legs behind them and their front legs in front. And then my head just goes down.
Right. Yeah.
So I get up, I stretch my swan wings, got to get them nice and limber in case I need to use them. And, I'm looking out the window, appreciating the city before us because we're on the highest floor.
Right. So wait. All right. So let's figure this out. So Tim is already awake. I imagine he's probably the first person that wakes each day.
Oh, we have a balcony. I didn't know we had a balcony. I thought just we had a window.
No. You've got a balcony.
Cool. Then I'm out on the balcony.
Me too.
I got here first.
Yeah, so you're all waking up around the same time. What's going on? Who sees who? Like, paint me a picture. Set me a scene, if you will.
I feel like Bree, well, obviously Tim is up first. I feel like Bree's up a little bit before me because she's more about it, like, for training wise and stuff. I don't know. I guess it's an assassin or whatever. Yeah. And then I do it just to enjoy the view, to wake up gracefully. Like, if I had everything I wanted, I'd be sipping some Earl Grey tea. While I watch the sun rise.
Right, yeah.
So I think I'm probably the last of the three to get up, but not by much. But yeah, I'm just stretching, getting ready for the day.
Okay.
I go out to the balcony. I respectfully nod my head towards Bree as we both share the balcony.
My name is Fnidit.
I mean Fnidnit.
Close enough.
Okay.
Oh, you got the first in. You just added an additional in.
Snib. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Highness.
No need to call me Your Highness. I'm not royal.
Just divine.
Exactly.
Well, oh, good gravy. I think by the time y'all are waking up, I like to get most of my my ironing done by sunrise. So like I'm putting on my clothes again, and I'm like, oh, good morning.
Good morning, buddy. Did you get your robes all fixed?
I as fixed as they can be.
They're not done?
In a perfect world, so much more could be done, but for what I have here, this is it.
What do you normally do?
We have things to do today, don't we? I don't
Yes.
We do.
Yes, we do.
That glass orb on the ceiling, or the ceiling, the floor of the ceiling, which is the
The
roof.
roof?
Yes.
Yes. Do you ever not stutter?
That is so rude.
Sometimes.
It feels like always.
Well, making fun of my speech impediment, why don't you?
I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying it'd be easier if you got to the point a little bit faster.
Jeez, is everybody okay? Are y'all out on the balcony?
Cry at a corner.
Yes, I think we're all out on the balcony at this point.
Okay. As you're having this conversation, as Babbins is roasting Tim, there's a knock from the other side of like it's like a glass pane, right? And it's like a glass sliding door that you open out onto the out onto the balcony. I imagine out on the balcony there's probably like some iron wrought like chairs and like a little like coffee table out there, but there's a knock coming from the other side of the door, of the glass door that opens out onto the balcony.
Can we see who it is?
Yeah. It's your new mysterious friend.
Yeah.
They're just standing there in their full suit of armor, just knocking very gingerly on the door with their full steel gauntlet. What do y'all do?
Open the door for him, obviously.
Okay, who opens the door?
Me.
Okay. You go to open the door, it slides open to the side. And as you slide the door open, their hand is still knocking on the door, like as you slide it, but it's just like hitting the air. It takes it like a half of a second to realize that there isn't a door there. And then they put their hand down and then raise their other hand and give you like a very chipper wave.
Aw, good morning, friend.
Well, I suppose at least this one doesn't speak. Unlike Tim, if it doesn't know what to say, it has nothing to say at all.
What is your problem, dude?
I was trying to say that the orb spoke to me. I don't know if it spoke to you or not, or if it wasn't good enough.
It spoke to everyone on the roof. Anyways, I was thinking our first thing that we need to do is we need to see if anyone knows about any glass-blowing witches around here. Because I haven't heard of any in the area, but I'm also very new to Troika.
Well then.
Well, I think if we're all gonna go on a quest together, you two need to stop being little bitches and learn to get along.
I have been nothing but cordial.
That's true. You're right. I know this, and I love you.
Love.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah. Buddy.
You can stand the stench of death that is always.
Hey, friend. We're making an effort.
For you.
We're making an effort to have you on our team. We would love for you to join us, but you gotta shape up, bud.
Listen, I am a Lamassu. Right? It's Lamassu? Lamassu. I am a
Llama
Lamassu.
Susan.
I am a Lamassu.
Uh-huh.
And therefore, I'm a being that encompasses all life. Therefore, a necromancer is basically.
Why don't you think of him as somebody you can minister to and not somebody that you need to hate, and we'll all just get along hanky-panky?
Or maybe you could just not minister to him at all.
Or life is only valuable because of what comes after.
That's true. And you're the one that stops that from happening. You literally brought.
How about this? How about nobody talks for the whole mission?
What are you doing?
I mean, that
what are you doing?
For Tim, he barely talks anyways.
Let's go get on the ground and
Yes.
ask about these witches.
Yes. I think Babbins is right. Let's ask around.
Yes.
All right. So what is the plan?
Why don't we try to go down the hotel and see if we don't encounter anything unpleasant this time? Shall we take the stairs or the elevator?
Which one are you taking?
I will go with whichever one you like to in a peace offering.
I was going to offer the same. I just was going to let you choose.
Wow.
Well,
That is some shade.
Fibnit, would you like to decide then?
Well, we are on the 6th floor. Maybe it would be faster to take the elevator?
I concur. Let us take the lift. If that is all right with you. If you experience any feelings at all, Tim.
My apathy leads to no preference.
Then why don't we proceed to
I
the
put a
lift?
spray of perfume on. That's the Oud dying flowers.
Huh?
Did you just say ooh?
Yeah. Ugh. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Ooh,
Oh.
dying flowers.
Oh, the dying flowers.
Ooh.
Ugh.
I gag a little bit on the smell.
Dying
But
flowers
I'm
actually
thinking-
smell kind of nice.
but I don't
Yeah,
say
they do.
anything.
They have a
Not rotting
song.
flowers. It's like dried lavender and
You said dying flowers, like
yeah.
You
flowers
did
that
say
are
dying flowers.
like it's not dried flowers. There's a difference between like it's like they're slowly decaying flowers, like that really sickly sweet kind of smell. That's what you said.
Sickly sweet. That's what I
Sickly
am.
sweet. Yeah. Sickly but sweet.
There it is.
There it is. All right, so you're gonna head downstairs to the lobby, then I presume.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Do you take the stairs or do you take the
Take the
elevator?
lift.
I think we've decided on the lift.
Okay, great. I love that we're just calling it the lift now. Like we've
No, we
completely.
have to engage.
Yeah,
in
we've
the
got to.
world.
Yeah, we've got to engage with
of
the fiction,
England.
right? We've got to engage with the culture at hand. All right, so yeah, we see the three of you leave your hotel room. Who's got the key, by the way? That's something that you need to mark in your inventory.
Ooh.
I think I had it.
Yeah, I think Tim is the one that took it originally. So.
Yeah, I originally had it.
Okay.
Though we've slept. If somebody grabbed it, I'm not gonna fight him.
Okay. So yeah, we see you lock the door behind you, Tim.
Well,
The three
before I
of you-
lock it, I wave out the little armor boy.
Yeah, yeah, like he
Or
doesn't
Or
really
armor
know.
girl.
Yeah,
You do
armor
Armor fellow.
girl. Yeah, they don't really
Armor
know.
fellow.
They don't really know what's going on, so you have to like keep giving them like general directions for the most part. They'll usually follow you, but I imagine anytime that it's time to leave a room or make some kind of like like not straightforward decision, it's probably like a good idea to gesture towards them or like grab them by the shoulders and push them out of the room.
need a leash.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, or put them on a leash. That's weird.
No, but like one of those backpacks, like the monkey.
Yay!
Yeah, like a kid leash.
For some reason, I imagined him with like a really long beard coming out.
Like a garden gnome.
No, I just imagined like we see nothing, and he's got the helmet on, but there's just like a beard coming
You
out
don't
of
know
it.
if you don't know if this is you don't know what gender this entity is or whether
Right,
or not it's
no
even
beard.
a person. It is just a suit of armor that does not speak.
All right, I will refer to them as they, them from now on.
We
Great.
appreciate you.
Thank you. We appreciate that. So yeah, we see you lock the door behind you, Tim. We see the four of you, head towards the elevator. We see the doors to the elevator open, and inside is the tiny little mandrill in the red buckskin jacket. And
Love
says,
that guy.
As you enter, or as the doors open, he gives you like a hello little eep noise, and like takes its fez off and like puts it back on its head as a gesture. Yeah, we see the four of you enter the elevator, and then we cut to the doors opening, like on the opposite side of the doors. We hear the little ding sound of the elevator reaching the lobby, and we see the four of you step out into the lobby.
That was remarkably easy.
Yeah, I know, for a change, right? It's probably the day, it was the Feast of the Chiliarch. There were a lot of things happening at the Blank Mage and Thistle. But today it's a little bit quieter. There's no constant sound of music and, like, merry making coming from the roof. So, yeah, it's quiet. In the lobby, there's a modest amount of people in and around the lobby. There's like an inordinate amount of like short, kind of squat looking older women. They probably range from around like 40 to like as old as 70. And some of them are like over by the concierge desk, checking in. Some of them are over like examining some brochures that have been posted on a rack. There's some people coming in and out, like there's other like general people around, some people in like armor, people gathering together in small groups, kind of excitedly discussing something, entering that like door in the corner of the room above which is a neon like sign of a garlic bulb. And they're kind of like, it looks like they're talking about something, and they enter, and like some noise comes from inside of that room. And then the concierge from the day before is also at the desk, tending to the women that are checking in. But yeah, what do you do?
Do you think this place has a continental breakfast?
I would imagine that they might.
Heck yeah, brother. Let's go.
Yes, I say that we, after what we have endured, we deserve a continental breakfast. I am feeling the need of a bagel with cream cheese and just a little bit of smoked salmon.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh.
Wow. Miracles do happen. Over breakfast, we can ask some people in the lobby if they've heard about these witches, right?
Ah, yes. Everyone feels more communal and is willing
Over
to share
breakfast.
when you're
Right, you
bread.
are.
Exactly. Yeah. Who would you plan to speak to, or maybe we can get to that later. How are we gonna find out like whether or not there is? You'd have to go speak to somebody.
Yes,
Right?
definitely the concierge from yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. He would
he
probably
knows
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you?
While they speak to the concierge, I just go to some people that are sitting around. And I'm like, man, those glass blowing witches. And then when they say nothing, I just walk away.
Right.
Go to the next person. And I'm like, oh, those glass blowing witches.
I imagine that. Right. So we'll see. Like we see Fnibbit and Babbins head towards the concierge, and we see you alone by yourself, Tim. There are some people sat at the big sofas in the lobby that you could go and speak to. There's like loose groups of those older women kind of milling about. Some of them are over by the concierge desk itself, checking in. You could speak to them. Yeah, what do you do? Who do you plan on speaking with?
I was just like, they had the reasonable thought of, oh, go ask the concierge, he might know. I was just gonna walk up to people and be like, hey, have you heard of the
Well, but
Man,
they're asking the concierge like where the continental breakfast is. It's not unreasonable that you could go and just like ask somebody, like, cause, you know, there were thousands of parties happening last night, and the orb probably psychically manifested itself onto like many different places at once, right? So it's not unreasonable that people, like random people in the city, like word of this event has probably spread, right?
Yeah. I think I literally just walk up to the group and I'm like, oh, those glass blowing witches, am I right?
Right. So the group that you approach, maybe it's like a group of people standing around. There's a man in like some kind of rough looking leather armor. He's probably got a big claymore strapped to his back. And like with him is like a woman wearing some robes. She has a gazelle head. But like the rest of her body is like a normal person. And like with them is like a tiny little like slug man. He's like pretty squat, like 3 feet. He's just like a little blob on the ground with like some holes for a face. They seem to be chatting kind of emphatically amongst themselves. And as you approach and you ask your question, the man turns around. He's probably like a good head taller than you are. He's got like very deeply tanned skin. He's got like very like close cropped hair, like a very square jaw. He looks like kind of old and grizzled. He turns around. He's probably got like a snaggle tooth that like juts out over one of his lips. And he says, "Yeah, what's it do you?"
The glass orb vision sound.
He says, "Yeah, what about it?" And they all get kind of defensive. Like the gazelle woman kind of like steps up right behind him, and the little slug man kind of like oozes between the man's feet. Like they're all kind of like crowding up on you. What do you do?
You guys just seem so strong. I assumed that y'all were looking for them.
The man says, "Yeah, and I assume you probably are too. You and just about every person in the city."
We all want to know our future, right?
The woman laughs, and then and so does the little slime man. He like gurgles. He like
like a boiling pot of water.
Yeah. The man he crosses his arms and says, "Why don't you beat it, pal?"
Do you know where the breakfast is?
The man chuckles, and then he starts turning his back to you. The woman like probably like mutters something under her breath about like real adventurers not needing breakfast. And then like the little slug man like gurgles something in like some like inexplicable tongue. And then they resume their conversation and just do their best to ignore you. I mean, you're one kind of shrimpy looking dude in a robe. What are you gonna do?
I'm shrimpy. I'm a tall shrimpy.
Yeah, like a big jumbo shrimp.
Yeah.
Right. So what do? Do you
I just
back
meander
up?
back to my squad mates.
Okay. Yeah. So we cut to the two of you, Fnibbit and Babbins. You're approaching the concierge desk. The concierge, I can't remember if his name was Tilly or Bibby. Does anybody remember?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Bibby sounds more right.
I think Bibby sounds more right.
I think it was Bibby.
Yeah, I think it was Bibby. So we see the two of you approach Bibby at his desk. He's still wearing the same kind of immaculate like tuxedo. His mustache is like extra coiffed today. And he's talking to to like a group of like 4 or 5 like older women. They look like they're wearing like potato sacks, but like their finest potato sacks. And they've got like a bunch of like different like homemade bags with them. They've got like different little hats with like flowers and stuff in them as well. And they're checking themselves into the hotel. Bibby's like explaining the layout of the hotel to them and handing them their keys. But after a moment, they kind of scuttle away, like muttering to themselves excitedly. It looks like they're carrying it looks like they've got binders with them, like binders full of like different pieces of paper, like big like 3-inch binders, and like various different like writing instruments and things of that nature. And like these 4 women go and they join another group of like similarly dressed older women that are checking out some of the brochures that like detail some of the local like sites that you might be able to see. Bibby sees the two of you approach. He like immediately like kind of is on guard as he sees Babbins approach, and he says, yes, may I help you two? It's a pleasure to see you. Good morning.
Yeah. We were wondering if this establishment has a continental breakfast included.
Please.
He says, yes, indeed. If you just... And he points down towards the corner of the room where there's that like garlic bulb
Yes.
sign. And he says, if you just go through there, they prepare a breakfast every morning.
Wonderful. Do they have bagels, cream cheese, and smoked salmon?
He gives you kind of like a questioning look. He like maybe cocks an eyebrow at you. And he says, unfortunately, the barman is quite a particular fellow. He tends to, mainly deal in, exotic pickled vegetables. Perhaps you'd like a bulb of garlic, or a pickle.
Excuse me.
Yes.
That is not.
That will be
what a
perfect for
continental
us.
Breakfast is.
Perfect for us. Babbins, let's go get our breakfast.
One quick question before we go. Is there anyone here today that you think may have some extensive knowledge about the magic community within the city today, in the lobby or in the breakfast nook?
He says, well, lucky for you, those women that I just spoke with. And he points, to the gaggle of older women, checking out the brochures. I believe some of them did head towards the continental breakfast, but I think some of them are more keen to check into their rooms. I believe they may be in town for some sort of magical conference of some sort.
Thank God! You're the best! Concierge, man!
Yes, ma'am, I try. Very pleased to serve you.
Yeah, thanks. Fibble, why don't we go talk to them? We're about to go up to their room, because the other ones we can catch when we're eating our pickle.
Yes.
I look at the concierge.
He gives you like a big smile and a thumbs up.
Perfect. All right, let's go catch these old ladies.
Yes.
Okay, great. Quick question: Who is the mysterious friend following around at this point? Where are
Chris.
they?
I think that he went with Tim.
Yeah, Tim.
Okay.
They went with Tim.
I just tied a sash around my waist and tied it to their waist, and they're just
Perfect.
walking like 3 steps behind
That's
me.
Yeah.
Adorable.
I imagine the mysterious friend after you got done backing away from like the group of other adventurers that were seeking
Goes,
the orb. They probably just kept standing there until like somebody had to like poke them like on the chest or like push them away slightly, and after that they just like very lazily turn around and start shimmying over to your location. So what's the plan? Are you gonna rejoin with Tim and then go talk to the older women checking out the brochures, or what?
No, we're going to. You said some of them were about to go up to their room, so we're not.
Yes.
We'll go regroup with Tim in a second, but we don't. We know they're headed out the room, so we want to catch them. So
Okay. Yeah, so you meet back up. Yeah, so you head back over to where Tim and the and your mysterious friend are standing, just kind of lamely in the middle of the room. I imagine looking a little dejected after you got shunned by those other people. What do y'all do?
We have got to go, buddy. We got to catch some old ladies before they get on the elevator. Let's go.
Yes.
Those ladies are very fast.
Okay. We walk over there. I think I'm gonna try talking to them. I can be very persuasive, and if not persuasive, I can be somewhat intimidating.
I don't
Okay,
think we should
yeah.
intimidate a bunch of old ladies.
What?
I don't think we should intimidate a bunch of old ladies.
Well, I'm not saying we will, but if we need to, I'm just saying we can. Look, we're wasting time. Let's just go over there, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Walk
So
excuse me, Mrs. I'm terribly. We're terribly sorry to interrupt you as you go to your rooms. We just couldn't. We just heard that you lovely women here are in town for some sort of magical convention. Is that true?
So this pack of old women.
Pack of old women.
I imagine it's probably a murder of old women. I imagine there's probably like 6 or 7 of them. One of them turns around, one at the back of the group. She is fairly squat. She's got like very long, kind of wiry gray hair that sticks out at odd angles from underneath this kind of like low, like wide-brimmed hat that she's adorned with various like dead flowers. There's probably like or maybe it's like the hat itself is made out of like the skin of some kind of animal, like maybe like a squirrel or a raccoon or a rabbit. It's adorned with flowers. Her hair is sticking out from underneath it. She's wearing like a potato sack, but like her like best potato sack. As she turns around, you see that she's wearing a lot of different rings, and she's got like various different like necklaces and what look to be like warding charms around her neck. Like various tiny like little effigies hanging from the necklace. She's got like a big bag slung over her shoulder that's like full of like what look to be like different textbooks and like a couple different binders full of pages. She turns around and like after she turns around and eyes you, Babbage, maybe the rest of the group start turning around and muttering things to themselves. And she says, "Aye, and who wants to know?"
Me?
"And who might you be, love? Oh, you're a big one, ain't ya?"
I am, yes. I am a Lamassu, the sweetest child.
Yes, I know what you are. I've heard all the stories. She walks up and she like pats you like 3 times on the side of one of your haunches for good luck, like most people. Can you test one of your skills real quick? Because she's gonna try and pinch a piece of like a small tuft of your hair, or maybe like a small bit of your feathers off of you, as she moves in.
Excuse me?
Keith, you're chill, dude. We gotta find out about these witches.
Yeah, can you give me some kind of test?
I have you can try intimidation.
Yeah, you could. Maybe you could snarl at her. that
So
might get her to back off.
should I test intimidation?
If you would like, if that's what you would
Okay.
want to do to keep her from doing this to you. Or you could just let her. It's not going to cost you any HP or anything. She's just going to, like, grab some feathers or grab some hair.
Have we rolled?
What are you going to do?
Yes, I will roll intimidation.
Okay.
How do I do that? Roll. What
Right,
would
so you roll 2d6, and you're trying to get at or under your skill plus your rank in intimidation.
I mean, there's no plus to that.
No.
Your pluses are your leveling of your skills.
I roll a 3.
Okay, great. So you probably definitely succeeded, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay. Yep, so go ahead and
intimidation's
mark.
what, a 6 or 7?
Intimidation. So what? I'm sorry. Can you remind me again? I
Yeah.
roll that, and then what do I do with my like rank skill total stuff?
You have to
Oh,
roll under your total.
It's rolling under.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Yes. So as long as I roll under that.
Yeah.
it succeeds.
Yeah, as long as you
Great.
roll at or under. Okay, and since you succeeded, you also mark it, right? You mark
Yes.
all of your successes for advancement.
Mark.
Okay,
Got it.
great. Yeah. So how does this manifest? You like, she like goes up and you feel her pat you, and then you feel maybe like her like long fingernails like grasp against. I imagine she's going for one of your feathers, against one of your wings. Maybe it like clips the bone slightly, as she's going to like pull like a small tuft of feathers. What do you do? How do you get her to back off?
I rear up on my hind legs, like the back legs. So I got 2 sets of legs in the air,
Yeah.
right? Kind of like you know, like a horse when they like charge or something.
Mhm.
And then I like settle back down, like my face is like inches away.
Oh my god.
All
I
right.
got the willies.
I just imagined a horse charging at someone on their back 2 feet. Going,
So she jumps back, like very quickly for a woman of her size and stature and age, like almost like a preternatural kind of reaction. And she starts cackling, and says, "Ah, you're a wise one, ain't you?"
I know what I'm worth, and I asked a question and it hasn't been answered.
She laughs like a very like wheezy laugh. She goes like,
She is laughing after I intimidated her.
she laughs at you. She goes like, "Yes, probably worth less than you think you are, sweetums. Now, what can me and my ladies help you with?"
Have you heard of any coven of witches who are glass blowers, perhaps?
She stops, and she like starts thinking, and she turns back around to the other older women and says, "Now, ladies, have we heard of a coven of what was it? Witches? What'd you say, love?"
Glass blowing.
Right, a coven of glass-blowing witches. Let me think. No, I don't believe I. What? Miriam? What about you? No. Helen, dear, have you heard of any glass? No. Sylvia, I know you've heard of some glass-blowing witches here in this. No. Damn. No, love. It seems like we haven't. But perhaps you could. And she starts rummaging in her bag for something. And she pulls out like a little flyer. And she hands it to you, Babbins. I mean, you have claws. I don't know if you'll be able to grab this thing. Does somebody else take it? Paws. You've got paws, my guy. You can't grab. You don't have opposable digits.
Okay, fine. I stick out a claw and I just like hold it on my claw. There, you happy?
Right. Yeah, you stick your nail through it.
Claw.
Yeah. Maybe we see like from your perspective, like the claw, like there's probably like a little illustration at the top of the page that your claw just kind of like rips through as it nails like this thing to your hand. On the flyer, is like a big like emblem. It's like a very fancy drawing of what appears to be a wooden door, with a golden like door handle and keyhole. The frame is like wrought of like ivy, and there's like a bunch of like flowering script around around the sigil of the door. under which is like a title for the pamphlet itself that says, "The Academy of Doors is proud to host a conference on the ethical applications of witchcraft." And then there's like a location. It's some kind of like a convention center or something somewhere in the city. And then like the time of the convention. It looks like it's going to be like a 3-day convention here in the city.
Is there anything else that you could tell us that might be helpful? If there is, there could be a few Lamassu hairs or feathers in it for you.
Her eyes gleam, and she says, "Why, yes, I think... Well, I have a question for you. Meet a question with a question. Why is it you're seeking, what was it, a coven of glass-blowing witches? Why do you seek them?"
Well, we have received essentially a rescue mission that involves this coven of glass-blowing witches.
A rescue mission for who?
For someone within the grips of the coven.
She says, "Why, it's not known to me that glass-blowing witches are, typically the kind to go about kidnapping people or torturing people or, generally doing black arts with people, sacrificing people and whatnot, blood rites. So, that's a tricky situation. Who was it that you heard this from?"
What if they're the glass-blowing witches?
Well, we heard it from a glass orb that landed on the roof yesterday.
They all erupt into laughter. And then after like a solid 30 seconds of laughing amongst themselves, the main procession of these women starts walking away towards the elevators. And then the witch that you were speaking with that is left behind, she starts turning around, but before she does, she weighs like a very meaty finger covered in various different like homemade rings and charms at the three of you and says, "I'd be careful where you're going, loves. I'd be very, very careful." And she turns around and then joins the rest of her friends.
Okay.
So, let's take a quick break there. It's been about an hour. Let's be back in 5. Sound good?
Yeah.
I will try. I have to cook
make
dinner
food.
for my family, but I will hurry.
Okay, do we want to take a little bit longer? Do we want to take 15?
Yeah,
That
we
would
can
be
try 15.
awesome.
Okay, yeah, let's take 15.
Awesome.
Sounds good to me.
So that's 50?
5, yeah,
53-ish?
5:53-ish. Yeah, let's try and be back by 5:55. Sound good?
It's 50. It would be 52. 15 minutes would be 52.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll say 55 just to be round.
let's say 55. All right,
Okay.
Yep, we'll be back at 5:55. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
See ya.